over and introduce yourself to everyone.
Happy to introduce myself. So I'm Randall Ray. I'm with AI Enhanced Career Coaching. I've been at this for several years, helping individuals that focus and specialize in leadership in the defense industry. Prior Navy, got out, learned to go how important and valuable networking was over the years. And I realized after COVID, a lot of things are changing. And as everyone sees now, in tough job markets, competition goes up. So this to me is an opportunity to give back, make sure that a lot of individuals understand what's actually going on out there because it's changing all the time. LinkedIn changes every week with something new. So this is my opportunity to give you guys back. So if you guys have questions, feel free to go and raise your hand. I'll let you ask. I'm gonna go focus a lot of today on making sure that we focus on leadership in the defense industry and how to get into there through networking strategy.
Awesome. How did you get into that industry, if you will?
I went to a tech school and we had a lot of like DynCorp back in the day, all of them came up, and I had no idea about contracting after the military. I knew about it, but after going through this, I was like, this sounds really good. Well, after getting badly burned on my first job, so they took me through the ringer, this company, they took full of, I was getting lowest pay, like I had no idea. They were like, "You're going to the safest place in the world in Afghanistan. You know, it's very safe." I get out there. It's the most dangerous, top most dangerous place in the world for income records. So I was like, this is crazy. But I learned a lot of what I don't want to deal with. And then I ended up falling into site management. So I'm 20 something years old. So imagine you're a high ranking 20 years military. You're now dealing with me, a 20 something year old kid that had no idea what's going on. A lot of problems, but I learned a lot at the what a great opportunity it was. And then got out, did consulting, got back into the contracting for Fluor. If everyone's familiar with Fluor during the Afghanistan withdrawal, I was part of them, helped withdrawing out of there out of Kabul. Great opportunity. And then just I haven't had to apply in the last 10 years to a job, every job I've networked into. When I was just in Saudi Arabia with KBR, my boss found me. They're like, hey, I had my salary in my mind. They came in a lot higher than what I was thinking. And I was like, no distractions, a lot of what I want. I was like, say less, let's go do this. And now I just go out there and start teaching individuals that because I've been to some of these cohorts before where they don't teach you how to be a job seeker. They don't really teach you how to network, to use it strategically for your career and to advance it. It's a lot of the times it's right and left foot. It's just figuring out how do you go and translate how it's done in the military into civilian terms. And a lot of people I notice struggle with that, including high-ranking individuals that I'm working with now. So everyone has it. It's just how do you go and manage it and move forward. So that's how I got into it. Started helping a lot of people, and next thing, one after another, individuals are like, "Hey, you should be charging this." And then I found out how expensive it was. And then I was like, wow, this is actually a really good business to be in, to go and make sure people are actually getting jobs and, hey, make money at the same time. Why not?
So can you talk about AI? Because it sounds like you got into this before AI really exploded. So how has
Oh,
AI
yes.
influenced things?
AI has influenced things. It used to be, so I got really good with LinkedIn. I was very fortunate with the cohorts that I went through where we had a lot of LinkedIn program managers come on. And I had just networked in there like, hey, with that individual, hey, who else would you recommend? And so all of a sudden I'm doing all these calls with all these people that are working on it. So they tell you how to like, key stack words, everything like that, how to game the system a little bit. And that's how, excuse me, for the longest time, at least myself and a lot of other people, how we're beating the system, how all these jobs are coming to us. So that's how it worked. And then AI came out. Now they see that and it sets it up if it looks like that, and now says you're cheating. And so it kind of takes it back from you. How AI works into their process now is everyone that knows that job seeking is a part-time to full-time job. Why make it like that? I don't know about y'all. Like Jacob, I'm seeing you're the last person there. Like, hey, You guys, put a one in the comment if you like working extra hard when you don't have to, and then put a two in there if you're like, no, I'm lazy like you, Randy. I'd rather go and do it the easy way with a better product. So now it's like you teach people not just to go and do that with advancing their career, but also in their career. So how this translates. So I'm going to give you an example for how you would use it for your job search and how you would use the same exact principles and philosophy of how to go and do it in your job. I'm with KBR in Saudi Arabia. VP's coming in. The wing commander, we can't find any information. Or I don't want to say me, my leadership couldn't find anything. They're like, hey, Randy, we can't get, anything on it. Is there something you can do? Like, we can't even pull up his LinkedIn profile. I'm like, sure, say less. Go on there. It's like, hey, what's his name? Give me some information, put everything in there. So literally, as my boss is telling me this information, I used AI, had it do a deep research, pull his LinkedIn profile, pull his social media, and then do a full write-up in under 60 seconds. So before he's done talking to me, I'm already like, hey, here you go. Take a look at that real quick. And he's just like in shock and awe, like, how'd you do that? Like, it's already done. He's like, your LinkedIn, everything like that. I was like, oh yeah, and I found out he's retiring in 18 months. So we can talk to him about that in a year and his 1 year for his skill bridge. That's in the paperwork too. So that's pretty in depth in 60 seconds. How does that work in advancing or excuse me, your career? You're about to go and do an interview. Not a lot of defense contractors, especially those that are getting ready to be retired in the next 3 to 5 years, which is a lot of individuals, which is why the defense industry is such a major opportunity, in my opinion, that you can go and research those individuals now. Pull up their social, or excuse me, not their social, but like their social media, pull up their LinkedIn, pull up anything you can about their news articles, have they written any articles, then have it go and say, like, hey, you know, I found a whole bunch on James, Ted, and Thomas. I'm now going to say, how do I go and they interview, hear what's their types of personality? Can I pull any information on them? And hey, go analyze this. Now to give me feedback and what's going to be, hey, James has talked a lot on posting on LinkedIn for his support for the military. Okay, I'm going to make sure I'm going to go bond with him over military type jargon stuff. Hey, Ted has something to where he was involved with some sort of charity. I'm going to go mention how I've done charity work before. Thomas, same thing there. And I'm just going to do that in a matter of like 5 minutes or less. That's how these skills translate into making sure that you're not spending, you know, a week's worth of time to go and do these things. So, hey, give me a one. If you guys have tons of free time to go and spend finding a new job, or give me a two if no, Randy, this sucks. I wish it was a lot easier.
You see the twos popping up.
Yeah, so I'm going to try and keep on my agenda. So I want to make sure that I'm going to go over some tools today to help you guys do both situations that I was talking to about, excuse me, where one would be for your career, finding a job, and one would be how to go and use in your career or just in general stuff. Give me a second. So first off, as okay, I know I just did one of these. Give me a one if you're 0 to 10 years. Give me a two if you're 10 to 20 years, and give me a three if you're 20 years plus. Okay, so this is going to be for the threes for those that are 20 years plus. As a lot of individuals we get out, one of the biggest things that you will go and hear when you speak to coaches like myself and other individuals, recruiters, if you did, you're at this level, oftentimes, unless you're really good and network appropriately, you're not going to go and transition into a business role like this. I've seen people where they are dead set, where I know this one individual, she is a superstar, nonprofit wise. She's dealt with all these financials, They're like, because she'd never dealt with anything that was revenue generating, they won't let her get to a different or more of a senior position. So they have a lot of times things that they feel are important. So when you go like a transition straight out, it's really difficult to do that unless you have a relationship. So this is one thing where I want to bring things to expectations to people, but also understand that when you're then marketing yourself, if you're so let me do this so I want to stay on point with track of thought because this is what I've noticed after doing a couple cohort presentations where a lot of people will message me like, hey, I want to get out, I'm looking at this type of seniority. And I'm like, how much do you know in your financials? Cash flow, do you know where things are going? Do you know how to go and take care of something for forecasting? Because in the military, we're used to like, hey, we got a budget and we have to make sure we spend that. Where in the civilian side, like, nope, it's not like that. And I've seen a lot of people struggle with that. I've seen people 30 years go into a very senior position, couldn't hack it because they couldn't figure out the financials, and they just couldn't figure out that the military and civilian is, even though it's very similar, it's a right foot, left foot. You still need to do it differently. And so some people don't understand that. The other thing is you have your upper management. How are you marketing yourself for upper management, program management, director level, executive? So a lot of you put 20 plus years, a lot of you did 0 to 10 years, and a lot of you did 10 to 20 years. So I want to paint a picture for you. Everything you do is your marketing material. So your resume, your LinkedIn profile, how your picture looks, how you introduce yourself, how you show up, everything matters. So in the material that you have, what's the story that you're conveying? Are you upper management where your focus, your marketing material is conveying coordination and consistency, maybe managing multiple teams, standardizing, SOP, stuff like that, it's a lot of individual type tasks. Then you have program management. Are you marketing yourself to where you're doing integration and handling risk? Own cross-functional delivery across scope, budget, and timeline. Balancing those competing stakeholder priorities and resources. Operate comfortably in ambiguity while protecting the outcomes. Are you marketing yourself as someone that's director level? Are you systems and leverage? Are you saying? Are you leading managers, not just individual contributors? Building scalable systems, translating the strategy from the executives down so it's coordinated and executed properly in the proper types of frameworks. Managing resources across everything. Or are you going and conveying that you're executive, which is enterprise outcomes and capital allocation? So that's strategy. I say that because a lot of people, when they're doing this, they say, hey, Randy, I want to be, this level. I think I'm director. Well, what experience do you have in it? And they don't have a whole lot of experience based on the level. They've got the years, but they don't have the experience in that particular area that some of these companies are looking for. Financial literacy is really important. Hey, give me a one if you are pretty good with your financials, and give me a two if you think you could use some work. And when I say financials, I'm talking cash flow, opportunity cost, how those allocation resources working, how those types of affect you. Yeah, so having that ability to convey you're knowledgeable about, especially financials, that makes a huge difference. So I want to get in on some of this AI stuff real quick. So I want everyone do me a favor, open up go to the website Notebook LM. I'm going to see if I can do this and share my screen. Can you guys still hear me?
Still got you, Randall, and we can see your screen now.
Perfect. All right. You guys want to do, as you guys mentioned, a lot of you are 10 plus years. And for those that are 0 to 10, this is you can use to your advantage as well. This is Byron KBR. I'm just doing a little research on it. I don't have time to listen to it for an hour. I'm gonna not get too much into detail. But you can utilize this to do research on the company, have a better understanding for a lot of the types of companies that you're going through, understanding where they are financially. Like, hey, maybe Byron's going to talk about like, hey, they're at the end of their cycle, so they're at option year. Knowing that going into the interview is going to make a big difference. And when you're having conversations with that initial recruiter or when you're networking. So if James is with a company that's going through a bidding cycle, I can go and be like, hey, how's that bidding cycle going, James? Now we have a conversation. I get educated on it. So now when I'm going to, say, again, that's might be an informational interview, but any other one, have that context in the back of your mind. This is what's going on. Hey, maybe there's other contracts too are going on. So now it can help you helping start thinking about other places. Companies really value you being educated. I'm going to tell you, especially if you're on the interview and you're looking smart, one of the best things we saw that management was just ecstatic for, they had this lady, she had a notepad. She wrote down every question like that we asked her. So this way she was always going her train of thought. And my boss was like, hey, within the first 16 seconds, I knew I was hiring her. That's it. And I was like, damn, just by that. He's like, that just tells me I don't have to worry about her. She pays attention. He's like, that's my biggest concern right now. That was it. Everyone else didn't matter anything else they had, just because she had a pen and paper. So being knowledgeable with the defense industry right now, everyone knows that there's going to be a lot of people retiring. So when I say I love the defense industry, I mean I love it because it's going to have a massive opportunity for growth. There's no gap. I'm with these companies. I'm friends with a lot of these other people and these other site managers. There's no pipeline. There is no one to go be filling these in. They are struggling to find talented individuals that can understand these things, that have a basic understanding of financials going into these roles. So I'm talking, operations, senior operations, director, program manager. A lot of these people are retiring and we're having massive gaps. And like the middle management to like senior level, there's a huge gap right now. So getting in there, getting into those six-figure jobs, utilizing your clearance, it's a pretty good opportunity right now. And everyone knows you generally get really good health care. But with that, here's the other thing now. So if you guys aren't utilizing this, this is how you can go do research on a company, mind maps, audio, have it go and do. Maybe you want to go listen to something. So before you have an informational interview, you can have an understanding. I don't like reading 10-page documents, 20-page documents. I'm gonna turn it into an audio so I can listen to it in 5 minutes, what's going on. Infographic, quiz, slide decks. I use this all for my career, for my marketing posts, because on LinkedIn, you should be posting, you should be commenting. That's how people see you. That's how you stay top of mind. So think about this. Every time you comment and put a post, people see the first 45 characters. What's in that first 45 characters? Ted Hardiman, project manager, operations manager, defense industry. Now you're commenting, now you're posting. People are going to continuously seeing that. That's going to support you for when you're going to reach out. Hey, James. Hey, we've been, commenting, on each other's stuff and back and forth against ever having a conversation, about X, Y, and Z. And there you go. Reading people and paying attention to their profiles also really helps out. I've gotten interviews just through a message. One time, this was I think he was a VP. Just messaged him. In his LinkedIn profile, he said his banner was a painting of his daughters. I mentioned that, and he's like, "You're the first person that's ever mentioned that and noticed that." my informational interview. Apparently, I didn't realize it. But, I wasn't in that field. Was an interview. He was trying to interview me for an extremely high level role that I was nowhere qualified. He's like, I think you are. He's like, you just seem like a good person. I was like, but those small things do happen when you pay attention, when you network. When I went to work on the riverboats, I didn't had know anyone. It was my dad's buddy's best friend who knew the vice president, got me in. I skipped over all the deck departments. So first in the history, I skipped over because I was like, I did deck department in the military. I'm not doing it again civilian side. Like I'm not getting that sucks. Like I'm not dealing with that cold weather, getting like splashed on the water. It's like hell no. But I hope a lot of these things give you guys ideas. And lastly, I want to show you before because I know I want to get this done around 40 minutes. If you guys have ChatGPT, you need to go be building a project. So you have all these paid websites too, like CareerFlow AI. I recommend using them. It's just going to help you track things for a CRM and just speed things up. But I also do this, do a project if it's paid. I believe you need to upload all your resumes, job descriptions. This is like a memory bank and it learns from it. So as you talk to it over time, it's going to learn you. So, hey, Greg, maybe you're unsure where you want to go. You just start talking to it. It'll help give you ideas. Let me see. I'll go to it a little bit later. But you can go do that. You can go build a board of advisors. Here's a board of advisors to go and help you with your career. I have Justin Welsh for marketing, Ray Dalio for systems. And how's this work? This helps me with my career. Hey, Ray, I don't have the best type of system built out to have a really good strategy right now. Hey, he's going to go and implement a 5 question decision gate, and then he's going to ask me questions. Now he's going to help me figure out the strategy based on what I want, what's important to me. All these different things you can go build out for yourself. So I built myself a board of advisors. I use it for my business, my career, and just to do in my everyday life. Same thing here. This is lead gen. You can go and put all these different things, conflicting information. You can go and have it go through all the documents, contracts, everything like that. I upload my workload to this. So again, whether you're trying to go and be efficient with finding the best opportunities, you have it do research, organize for you. What I'm doing right here now is for my career. I'm not always the best at structuring things sometimes. I uploaded all of my tasks and my teams. It's like 57 things. I'm going to have it go organize everything for me. And it's going to give me a structure based on what I want. So I have it asking me questions one by one to go and make sure that this is what I'm looking for. So here's something I want to teach you guys as you're going through trying to, whether it's finding a job or networking, say you're not even sure, like, hey, Randy, I don't really know how to go network, not my best thing. That's great. Go in there, talk to it. Hey, I'm a little bit on the shy side. Talking, communicating isn't my best suit. Act like a communication expert. Ask me questions one by one to get to know me better, to help me improve. I don't just keep going, going, going. Same thing with your career. Hey, this is the type of job that I'm looking for. Ask me questions one by one, and it will help you build that strategy. So, Greg, that strategy that you're looking for, it'll start digging deep in there. Be like, hey, you know what? I want more of a higher level types of questions. Tell it to it. That's what I'm doing with uh, this one right here. This one, I'm like 3 hours in, where I'm just having it ask me questions, and it's all about my business, organizing things, all these different things, and it's learning, or not learning, but it's gathering that information, and then I'm gonna turn it into a knowledge base, and now it's gonna know that moving forward. So something that I want, it now has that memorization, that context. So again, for your career, where you want to go, what's important to you, how to advance your career, whether that's, hey, let me make this paperwork, this process a lot easier. But those are the types of things I would recommend. I think that's pretty much. And there's some notebook, ChatGPT, GPTs, here's something else I want to go and share with everyone. I'll do this. Share this last one. When you're doing questioning something, tell it to assume the user has limited knowledge of this area. That's important, and I have a lot longer post that goes to it, but what that will do is that will help it connect what you're looking for to the content to giving you a better explanation for you. So if you're trying to understand, like, hey, I'm applying to all these jobs, why am I not getting anywhere? It will help you figure that out. If that makes sense. But that's kind of all I'd like to go spend on those subjects. I'd like to open up the floor to if anyone has any specific questions from AI, how to go network. Like I said, there's a very different level for director, manager, program manager, executive. Uh, Christopher, then Rebecca. Go ahead, Christopher.
Hi, thank you for being with us today.
Happy
Um,
to.
so I'm guessing with many other people you tried to introduce this to, there are still a lot of people out there who are resistant to AI.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
There are
How
a
do you go
lot of
about,
companies that are scared.
yeah, how do you go about educating them on the
I'm going to
usefulness
tell
of
you,
AI?
some people are completely open-minded. My one boss from the story from earlier, where he was shocked and all, like he was thrilled with it. I had another boss where he always was spending like 5 hours a month doing, and he was a program manager, and he was writing all these write-ups. So he's spending 5 hours a month, or not write-ups, for awards, for monthly awards. I built him a bot that did everything for it, showed it to him. He used it like a couple of times. He's like, thanks. After that, he wouldn't do it anymore. Just he's like, I don't like it. We had our senior program manager come in because someone was using it to go write their emails and not reviewing what they were saying, and it sometimes hallucinated or just sounded stupid. To him, it's horrible, it's garbage. Everyone's crazy for using it. So the answer is some people are not going to do it. And then there's some people that are just in shock and awe. I've met people that have never used AI, never used ChatGPT. I've had some people where I do basic prompts and they're just like, wow, how do we get this in here? And they're directors, director level in these top companies. So a lot of people are still learning about it. I would say with Christopher, with a lot of the people retiring in the next 3 to 5 years, like I said, you're not just in the defense industry, all industries. Uh, I can't remember like which it was one of the main big four like last year, the year before, that one of the biggest next decade in career in companies risks and challenges is the gap. All the people retiring, there's no one in the middle to go fill those gaps and the lack of leadership. But does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. Some people are good, some people aren't. Just got to go and do the best you can. Rebecca?
Thank you, Chris. You took my question. But thank you, Randall, for coming to speak to us. But I'm one of those people that are kind of like hesitant to using AI because ever since AI, they've always put out that AI uses your information to, um, fake other information or to kind of like fraud in a sense. So I'm kind of like hesitant, but I have used it recently for posts or for resumes. But so I'm trying to get used to it a little bit. But my question is, for someone new to the networking in the corporate world, what is the first AI-powered action they could use to take to start building a meaningful connections?
Play around with it. Just start giving it information. Don't. So there are different tiers in there. And again, you can go look up on Google or even ask like, hey, how do I go upgrade to where you don't use my information to be trained? So when the information says it's being shared to be trained, that's when it's sharing the information. So not now is it going to be an issue because your data is out there. But later on, AI is going to be able to go through there, put everything in there. Oh, Albert was talking about this, and I'm his insurance company, and he was asking for help on this. And you know what? Now he's a risk. You know, that is very possible. So be careful. But the great thing is ask it. It walks you through. I share everything. I've had one, I don't know if I showed you guys, because I pay for these apps. I pay for them. So this way I have that protection. I go through my medical. I got all my VA disability stuff squared away, proper paperwork, what to go and do, everything said the correct way, gave me directions on what I need to be paying attention to submit my paperwork because everyone knows it's the easiest thing ever to go and apply for VA disability. But in reality, with that AI, piece of cake. I plug in all my health records, all my workout records. It tracks it, gives me performance, lets me know all these different types of things. So I would play around with it, pay for the ones, but I'm gonna end that comment with this. In the Pentagon now, they're requiring people to start playing around with it. Like they have a little paper clip in the bottom. You click on it now. How can I help you with, or what can we do with AI? I will end it with this. I require with my coaching team, I require everyone to go through AI training of some sort. Like they are continuously required to go and work with me. You need to because AI will be replacing jobs. It will be replacing individuals that are not keeping up with things. So if you are the individual that is keeping up with it, you will be the individual that keeps the job. I can tell you a story of real quick. Guy said, "Hey, how do we to a video editing team? How do we go and do this?" Three guys' jobs, $200,000 a year. And AI now does all three of their jobs. And eventually they didn't want to learn AI. AI does it. I think he spends like $50 a month now, 200,000 to $50 a month. So learn it and be the asset where they need you, or be the one where you're left behind. James.
Thank you.
There's so much information you're bringing to us. It's made that comment earlier. Like it's down and dirty, straight to the point. I think you're doing the relation between AI and Excel. Excel at the time was like the new age of how we can automate and get things more effective and efficient. A lot of us, well, everyone here is transitioning, and we're definitely overwhelmed by the amount of resumes and LinkedIn and networking. And now with the AI automation we're looking into, what do you think mentally is the best way to get the simplest start so we don't get burnt out on these multiple avenues to get our name out there?
Small continuous improvements. Go and learn a little bit each day on how to improve in your networking. I have clients where they come to me where they're like, Randy, I did 30, 40, 50 jobs this week. I'm like, no, you should be focusing heavily more on networking. I've seen salary band ranges of $50 to $100,000. If I like Michelle, but Albert, I don't like you, I'm gonna go put Michelle on the higher end versus you because I like Michelle. So the more you have that network, the more that strategy built out, the more it's gonna do. So I appreciate that, guys. It's gonna let me go, but I'll be back in a month. So connect with me on LinkedIn, and we can have a chat from there on this stuff.
Yeah, I posted Randall's LinkedIn in the chat, so please everybody connect with him. And Randall, thank you for your insights and the information you're giving us. It's some powerful stuff. So